Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today is a deck, well, it's a tribe. You know what you're here for. I'm going to just put the card up and then I'll talk about it. So we're going to be here to talk about Nicanzil, current Conductor, blue-green for a 2/3 merfolk scout, legendary creature. And whenever a creature you control explores a land card, you may put a land card from your hand into battlefield tap. Whenever a creature you control explores a non-land card, put a +1/+1 counter on Nicanzil and current Conductor. Now, I've been holding off doing this tribe. As you probably know from a video quite a while back now, Wizards couldn't get in all of the commander cards for Lost Caverns of Ixalan. They didn't get a chance to do all the pre-con decks, and they did a few of the face cards. They did the vampires, they did the dinosaurs, but the card type they didn't touch was the merfolk. And I've been holding off, hoping that they'd appear at some stage in an update. They may appear tomorrow. If you're watching this video on Tuesday, there's going to be an update on the 12th of December, so we may see some of them appear then, so this video may be changed rapidly, or there'll be another merfolk video coming soon. But for the time being, I thought, well, I've got to do at least one tribal deck this set, and I really do like merfolk. Everyone's blue-green merfolk, they're always good fun. Now, for this deck, I'm going to be honest, I'm going down a beatdown path. I'm going to try and win the game as quickly as possible by beating down with a few little tricks to help my merfolk get through. So there's no real counter magic. There's one control card, which I'm pretty sure you could all guess what it is. But it is really, let's make merfolk, let's attack, let's get on with it, and hopefully we can make it unblockable by turning people's lands into islands. So, here we go. This is what today's deck looks like. As usual, I'll start with the land base. Blue-green lands all the way through. Everything you can imagine is here. There's nothing too expensive. We haven't got any of the original dual lands in here. But I have included a couple of the man lands. So I've got Restless Vinestalk in here. I've also, unusually for me, included Divine Glimmer Snarl. I don't usually like the Snarls, but oh well, we'll play in this deck. What I will say about this deck is because it is so low to the ground, well, low in casting costs, I'm only playing 34 lands. That may be a mistake. It maybe needs 35, but we have got the ramp in here. So I have got the Tantalite, the Talisman, the Soul Ring. I have got Arcane Signet and one of each medallions here, and Talisman of Curiosity. The other one I have also added in for this deck for a change is Pillars, Pillar of Origins, because we can choose a creature type as merfolk, so this gives us both blue and green, but only when we're casting merfolk, so bear that in play. But what it is purely a blue-green beatdown merfolk deck with a few little tricks I'll talk about as we go through. So, start at the beginning. Draco Mystic. This is a friendly card. People like this card because everyone gets to draw a card most of the time when you pay the mana for it. Occasionally you will mill a card away that's annoying you, but yeah, most of the time you'll be giving everyone a card, so that tends to live. Seize Claim is the first one of our enchantments that turns a land into an island, because, you know, merfolk like Island Walk, we've seen them coming up shortly. So first one, excuse me, Triton Shore Stalker can't be blocked, so you know, 1 point of damage can always get through. Cenatote Scout into the battlefield, it explores, so hopefully comes in as a 2/2, or we get a land we need. Kumatra Speaker hopefully comes in as a 2/2 for 1 green mana, because we will always hopefully have an island or another merfolk in play to pump it. And Seeker of Sunlight, the one that you can repeatedly explore with from Lost Caverns of Ixalan to here. Elixir of Immortality is here because we are going down the beatdown route, so a lot of our creatures will get killed off. We want to get them back in our library to draw again. Moving over to the 2-drop, next one of the Let's Turn a Land into an Island is Convincing Mirage, and we will do this and make someone else's thing an island, so we have ways to get through. The 1 control card, Cyclonic Rift, is here. Deep-Root Pilgrimage, the new enchantment from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Casts whenever one or more non-token merfolk you control become tapped to create a 1/1 blue merfolk creature token with hexproof. Only going to get 1 a turn, that's fine, but it's still an extra merfolk, so hey hum. Mero Commerce is here, going back to Lorwyn. At the beginning of your end step, untap all merfolk you control, which is actually really quite nice. Especially if you've got this in play and you can do this as well every turn. That's really cool. River Herald Scout is also in. It's a battlefield it explores, so hopefully it comes in as a 2/3. River Sneak can't be blocked, and whenever another merfolk enters the battlefield, it gets +1/+1 until the end of the turn. So you're always going to be attacking for 2 with this deck. Shaper Apprentice has flying as long as you control another merfolk. Fine. Shimmering Mirage, another way of turning a land. Only for one turn, though, is an instant. But it turns someone's land who you may need to kill off into an island very quickly, and you get card draw off it, so it does cantrip, which is nice. Spreading Seas, I like the artwork on this one from the Enchanted Tales set. Sorry, I couldn't remember if it was Veldrain. It is just, I just like the artwork. Turn something else into an island. Yay! Coral Helm Commander. We want to get this up to level 4 as quickly as possible to give or make it A, have flying, and B, give all of our merfolk creatures we control +1/+1. The traditional ones are here. Lord of Atlantis. Other merfolk you control get +1/+1 and have Island Walk. Master of the Pearl Trident. Same creature, exactly the same casting cost, just a different name. We all know it, we all love it. Phantasmal Terrain, another one, the other enchantment that turns someone's land into an island so we can get through with our lovely island walkers. And Thassa's Oracle. Not sure. I'll put it in as a merfolk, and a little bit scrying helps. Are you going to win the game off scrying with this? If it's very late, possible, but probably unlikely. But hey, it's 1/3 merfolk. That's fine. Deep Root Elite. Whenever another merfolk enters the battlefield under your control, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on a target merfolk you control. Pump your merfolk up quick. Deep Root Wayfinder deals combat damage for a battle or player. Surveil 1, then return a land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Yeah, I'll cope with that. Merfolk Branchwater just explores when it comes in. Combine Guild Mage. It's a nice merfolk, but the 1 and green and tap it. This turn, each creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Yeah, like that plan. That's cool. Curious Follower, had to have it here just to untap things we may need to untap. Thanioth Triton Hero, it's come down in price a little bit on MTGO. I'm not sure what it is in real life at the moment, but 4 mana scry. If there's a land card, put it onto battlefield tap, otherwise draw. I will go with that all day long. Arcane Signet I've mentioned, Medallion, I think I've covered everything that bit. Right, 3 drops. Deep Root Waters, Castle Merfolk, get a 1/1 Merfolk. Yep, that's good. Merfolk Cave Diver. Whenever you control explores, whenever creature you control explores, it gets +1/+0 and can't be blocked this turn. So attacking for 3 a lot of the time. That's pretty cool. Mirror Reardry pumps on Merfolk, and then we get to tap things down when we cast Merfolk or untap them if we need to. Waterwind Scout comes into play, gets a map token, so we can do an explore trick with it. Cobbler, Warden of the Waves, gives your a little Merfolk some protection from targeted removal, because they basically all get kind of ward for all intents and purposes for abilities and spells. Merfolk Sovereign, everything gets, all your Merfolk get +1/+1, and you can make a Merfolk unblockable. And Saloon the Sea and Sky from Modern Horizons something or other, I can't remember which set it was now. It's not there because I got the promotional one on MTGO. Indestructible as long as you control 2 other Merfolk. That should be easy. When it attacks, we draw a card, and it gives all our Merfolk Ward 1. Makes me more complicated to kill. Jungleborn Pioneer just comes into play with an additional 1/1 Merfolk. River Herald Guide comes into play and explores. The Sentinel of the Nameless City, one of the new cards that's making some impact into Standard at the moment, from my point of view, from the experience I've had. When it comes into play or attacks, you get a map token. Do you explore tricks? It does good. And it's a 3/4 for 3 mana. That's really good value, especially since it's not legendary. Anyway, Tishana's Wayfinder is also here. Enters the battlefield, it explores. Vineshaper Mystic enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 2 target Merfolk you control, so pump your creatures up. Jade Light Ranger, double explore when it comes into play. Hadana's Climb does count as our 35th land if we need it to, once we can get it to transform. But the extra +1/+1 counters are very useful. Shapers of Nature just gives us a way of mana sinking stuff in, or taking counters off to draw cards if we're really behind. Singer of the Swift Rivers, one of the cards from Lost Caverns of Ixalan Commander that did get programmed in. Enters the battlefield, put a shield counter on another target creature you control, and then you may cast Merfolk spells as though they had flash. Very nice if you've got a lot of mana kicking around at the end of the turn before yours hits. Whistle Silkies back in from Eventide. There you go. Comes into play. 3 mana, draw a card. Yep, alright. Couple of pump things, Herald's Horn, because make our creatures cost less if we can, and have a look at the draw if we need to, and Icon of Ancestry pumps our creatures up, and then we go and look at the top cards of our library to find more of them. As you see, the majority of the deck is 3 and 2 casting costs, hence why I think we can get away with the 34.5 lands. So 4 drops go down a little bit. Aquatic Incursions here because it does give us some way of making our creatures unblockable to get through for those damage. Herald of the Secret Streams is even better. Creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them cannot be blocked. Yeah, you should be able to do that with the map tokens, the exploring, and all the other little bits and pieces we've got that gives us +1/+1 counters. Tempest Caller, tap all creatures target opponent controls, so you get an alpha strike in that way. Deeproot Historian lets us retrace our merfolk cards from the graveyard. If you don't remember what retrace does, the explanation is there. You may cast cards with retrace from your graveyard, discarding a land card in addition to paying their other costs. You're not going to do it that often, but it might be key to bringing back one of these that's been killed off earlier in the game. Jade Light Guardian, hexproof, enters the battlefield, put +1/+1 counter on target merfolk you control. Probably the weakest merfolk in the deck for 4 mana. You can take it out if you want to and put something else in if you don't know what, you can put something else in. Tributary Instructor, mentor, whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 to counter on it dies, you draw a card. Hence why we do have one of the lands down here. We do have Reliquary Tower here. Bear it in mind. And Deep Fathom Echo. At the beginning of combat in your turn, it explores. Then you may have it become a copy of another creature you control until the end of turn. Do not pick one of your legendary creatures. Mist Dancer is also in. Other merfolk you control get +1/+0 and have fly, and he gets the lovely Encore ability. I'm happy with seeing that. Reflections of Littlejar comes in. Choose merfolk, draw cards when you cast those spell types. And Tetiavo Benthic Druid. Landfall, gain a life, draw card. We like that. The final merfolk in the deck is the Jade Light Splunker. Yep, it comes into play and explores X times. You can make this really big and get a load of land, hopefully, or it becomes very small. You have a whole load of lands. You carry on casting things. I like it. It's good fun. It's done well for me in drafts, to be fair. But this is a really straightforward merfolk deck. There is no fanciness here. This is purely get merfolk into play, try and turn something into an island. Make sure you've got one of these two in play. Attack, attack, attack. Sorry, excuse me. If we do get some of the merfolk commanders hit in on the update on the 12th of the 12th, then I will come back and probably do another merfolk deck next week sometime, so bear that in mind. But for now, I think this is just going to be a fun, let's go for the throat and beat down Nicanzil current Conductor. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Hopefully you're going to come and follow me on Twitch as well. There's a link down below in the description. Go and have a look there. Hopefully you've hit the subscribe button over here over my shoulder, and you're going to subscribe to the channel. I'm sitting at 294 if I remember correctly as I'm recording this video today, so nearly at my 300 target before Christmas. So if you can hit subscribe, I'd really appreciate it and help me out. Let your friends know, share the videos, tell them, and if I upset you with any of the name pronunciations after one of the comments earlier last week, then I'm sorry. I've tried. That's the end of it. I'm still recovering. You can see a whole thing about my Twitter. You go and have a look at my Twitter, look up there. You can see why some of my pronunciation is still a little bit off. But for now, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I'll hopefully see you tomorrow for another one. Take care. See you soon. Bye.